Hello, I'm Janet Fraser and welcome to the Hints and Tips series. In this video I'm going to be introducing the first of our videos, which is on emerying, and I'm going to show you how to get a mirror finish on your piece. I'm going to show you how to get firstly the scratches out of this piece here, and then work on to the mirror finish. So this piece here, inevitably you get scratches on the surface there, if you can see. So just there we have some quite bad scratches, so I'm going to work to get rid of those and show you how to do that effectively. Right, I'm going to start emerying now. I'm going to start with one of the coarser papers, which is 240. The numbers are usually written on the back, depending on where you cut the paper up. You can either see or not see the number. So I'm going to begin to emery this now, and I'm going to start in one direction and then like this, and then you change the direction that you do this do it in. So you emery again, but at 90 degrees. The last time, and you continue like this. You either do 90 degrees or 45 degrees. I'm going to go through 45 degrees now. Now this emerying method is called lapping. Very effective for getting rid of surface scratches. You can also see them as well if you carry on changing direction. They become visible. If you imagine if you're emerying the same way as the scratches are going, you're not going to see your scratches. That's a good thing. So I'm going to continue through the paper. So I've used the 240 now. I'm happy with that. I don't want to overdo it with that paper because it's very coarse. I'm going to go on to the next one, which is a 400. You can see that written on the back of there this time. I'm going to use the same method again. So lapping, changing direction. Do this direction first. Do that side. And change direction and go through this one. Now I'm rushing this a little. I can take a lot more time over it, and this is where you get the fantastic finish. So I'm going to carry on because it's going to take a bit of time. And you just work your way down the grades of paper until you get to the finest one, which is for us 1500. It's a really quite a fine paper, this one. This paper I am actually using is can be used wet as well, so I'm going to show you that, because you get an even finer finish when it's wet, but you need to be getting to this grade first before you start wetting it. So I'll show you that in a moment. But I'm going to carry on now. As you can see, it's looking a lot better, just as it is. Right, I've been emerying now for a good 10 minutes, and I've just begun to use the fine paper. And I've also brought in a little jar of water. I'm going to show you how to use this wet. So you literally just dip the paper in. That's all. Just move that over there. So it's just wet. You can see that. And I'm just going to use this section wet. I'm going to carry on doing the lapping as I've done before. This can get really rather messy. But as I said before, you get the really fine finish. If you find the paper's drying out, just wet it again. You don't need to have it extremely wet, but just enough. And you can see it does very little to the paper as far as damage is concerned. As it's designed to be used wet or dry. I'm going to continue doing this for a few more minutes and then we'll have a look at the results. See whether it's good enough to be polished. So I've been doing this for probably another 5 minutes or so. And I'm quite happy with this now. So I'm just going to wipe it with a cloth and move the emery out of the way. Just going to wipe it with this cloth just to get the excess water off an emery. And we'll have a look. See if what we're looking for, is any telltale signs that there's any scratches left on it. There'll be very fine ones from the emery paper, and that's okay. What you're looking for is the deeper ones that show up, but I'm quite happy with that. I'm ready to polish that now and see, but I think that will come up really nicely. I'll just polish that now. Very quickly, it didn't take me long. And that's looking really nice. So it does pay to spend that time with the emery paper. And then you can get an extremely good mirror finish on your piece.